Hey guys, this is Tony from Tony's Tool Rental. First of all, I want to wish everybody a happy new year, and I wish you guys the best. Thanks God 2020 is over. But today I want to talk about the N62 engine, which I got a head right here. As you can see, it's from a N62 engine, and these are commonly found on the 2002 to 2008 745, 750, 2000 745, 750. They also found on 645, 650, 545, 550, X5, 4.4 and 4.8. So these are all the same engines basically. Some have secondary ears, some don't, but ultimately the components are identical, still the same. But today what I want to talk is about the low oil pressure sensor, and I want to try to make you guys understand a little better on what to look for, why is it important, and what it all does. I don't think many people know, but if you're looking at, this is the front of the engine that you're basically looking at. So this particular engine is from the passenger side. I'm sorry, it's from the driver's side. It's from the driver's side head. So if you're looking at it from the front, this would be the front, and this is where the intake goes, obviously. So with that being said, is if you look at careful right here on the side of the head, if you look at carefully on the side of the head right here, 1, 2, 3. Well, these are check valves. Now, this is what they look for. To get to this point, you do not need to remove the valve covers. All you need to do is, for easier access, you could move your intake manifold. Otherwise, you can finesse your way in and out of these. So it's literally a 10-minute job to get to it once you get to it, and once basically through that. So there's 3 of them, 3 one-way check valves, and as if you can see right here, there's really not much to them. It's got a plastic piece right here. It's got a spring, and then it's got a ball. So basically this is intent to, when the oil comes here through this hole, it only shoots oil through this way. So it opens up the port. Now where does this all shoot to? The oil shoots through there's one channel, one of these controls these lifters. Now these lifters are located right underneath the rocker arm. So basically this is underneath this. So one channel controls these, and it's important to have oil to these so it's got a better compression spring on it, obviously. So if these go bad, which they do, is you will lose this plastic piece, and then when you're changing your oil, you'll wonder where this plastic comes from, or you'll find a small little spring as well, and you're gonna wonder where it comes from. If you're lucky enough, it will go straight down the drain. If you're not lucky enough, these will go straight into the channel. Now I'm gonna explain to you guys where these channels are. I'm gonna pull out the cams on this head just for explaining the purpose only of where each channel controls what, just so you guys have a better knowledge. So as I mentioned, there's 3 of them, of these check valves. It's a torque 40, and once you replace them, to torque them back, they're 15 Newton meters, 15 Newton meter. So each of these ports will control, this is the channel. This channel right here will control to make sure that there's oil in them. Now this is for the lifters. This is basically where the lifters go. All these this channel here will basically where these lifters go. That's where this part right here, it's called the hydraulic lifter, is basically, it will just go in here and stay there. So it is important to make sure that this got a nice compression, and it is important to make sure it stays lubricated. Now, when this goes bad, what happens is all the oil will drain out of here and or will fall its way back in and will go back to the oil pan. So basically what this does is, like especially on cold start, what you're doing is you're making sure that this channel stays full with oil, so that way you're not starving the lifters. Now these lifters create also the ticking noise. So I'll get back to it in a second here, but back to this. There's three of them. One of these check valves will control only the intake one. The second one will control the exhaust channel. The third one will control the oil line channel for your lobes, for your cam lobes. So when you do find one of these check valves that's got a broken plastic part here and it's not working properly, you know, once this is missing, it's garbage. It's gone. You might want to make sure that none of that didn't go through any of these channels here, because if it did, you could have misfires, because now the lifter is not being able to compress. It's not getting oil and it's being starved. So that is why it's important. So that is why it's important to have these work properly and if they're not broken. Now to test these, if they're good or bad, is if you blow air with your mouth through here, you should not feel any air coming through any of these ports right here, these two holes. But if you do, this is junk. It's not doing its job anymore. It's stuck open. Forget it. Basically, if that happens, is if you blow air through here and you feel air coming out here, all the oil in the drain ports that you had, it's working itself in. So on cold start, when you do, it's not going to do anything because these lifters are starving, and that's why you hear the ticking noise. That's number one. Number two, it is also to make sure that it stays open, is you want with one finger on one side, you want to block that port, and with the other finger right here, you can blow it with your mouth. And if you're able to blow it and air is coming out only one way, then you're good. Might not be wrong anything with it. But again, these are very important. It's very critical that when you do have low oil pressures, to check these things as well. So I hope this helps you. I hope you have some sort of knowledge about it, and I hope this will solve your problems as well. Because if you do have misfires, this can also cause misfires, because these lifters right here, if they don't have proper lubrication and they stay up and won't come down at all, it's making your valve push in. And when the valve is pushed in, then you have misfires. Thank you for watching.